My parents had my 6-year-old daughter photoshopped out of our family Christmas cards. She flipped through them crying, asking, "What did I do wrong?" I didn't scream. I waited until the next morning, when my mother opened Grandma's gift and went white. Cards looked perfect. My sister's boys were front and center. My daughter had sat in that same front row during the photo shoot. Now there was only a copied patch of floor where she had been. She grabbed another card, then another, then another. "Maybe I'm hiding," she whispered. Her hands shook. Finally, she looked at me and said, "But I was smiling." My mother barely looked up. We all agreed it looked better this way. My sister had texted the family chat. "Finally looks uniform," Mom added. Her yellow dress stood out. It ruined the picture. It wasn't personal. Growing up, my sister was the golden child. She got piano lessons and sports. I got chores. When Grandma needed help, I cooked, cleaned, and helped her upstairs. If I asked to join anything, Dad said, "Your sister already costs us enough." When my sister married, my parents gave her a house down payment, then furniture. Years later, when I asked for help with rent, Mom told me to stay home. Translation: stay useful. I moved out anyway. Then I had my daughter. Her father left when she was a toddler, and I couldn't afford our apartment alone, so I came home expecting my old bedroom. My parents had turned it into a room for my nephew. He didn't live there. My sister's old room was untouched. My daughter and I got the attic. 2 beds under a sloped ceiling. Mom called it fine. By 6, my daughter noticed. Her cousins had rooms in 2 houses. She shared an attic with me. I kept saying it was temporary while my paycheck disappeared into household bills for people treating us like unwanted guests. Then came those Christmas cards. That night, my daughter fell asleep holding her stuffed bunny. I texted a friend who managed a bar and asked for night shifts. I didn't care. If exhaustion bought us a way out, I'd pay for it. Before bed, I showed Grandma one of the cards. She stared at the empty space. "She was there," Grandma said. "Yes." I told her I was taking a second job so we could leave. Grandma handed the card back. "You won't need to." The next morning, a wrapped box sat on the table. My mother saw Grandma's name and opened it with a smug smile. Then the smile vanished. She pulled out legal papers. Her face strained. "What the hell is this?" Then Grandma entered with her lawyer beside her. "That is your eviction notice." Nobody moved. Next, Grandma placed one hand on the table. "I changed my will too. This house goes to my granddaughter." My father snapped, "Think about the family." Grandma looked straight at him. I'm thinking about the child you erased." My daughter tightened her fingers around my hand. My parents stared down at the papers. For once, nobody could pretend this was not personal. 3 days later, police arrived with Adult Protective Services. My parents had reported me for elder abuse, claiming I manipulated Grandma into changing her will. They separated us and started asking questions. If they arrested me, where would my daughter go? Then Grandma came out with her cane. "No one forced me," she said. "I called my lawyer myself. I knew exactly what I was signing." Grandma pointed at my parents. "The only abuse here is what they did to her and that child." The case went nowhere. A week later, my parents cornered me in the kitchen. My daughter was sitting on the stairs behind them. "You'll regret this," Mom hissed. "We'll make sure they take her away from you." My daughter heard every word. Grandma called her lawyer again. The next day, 2 officers stood at the door while my parents packed. They were served with a no-contact order and escorted out. Grandma watched them leave. "You wanted people out of the family picture. Start with yourselves." 6 months later, my parents asked my sister, the golden child, for help. She told them money's tight. After the down payment, furniture, renovations, and years of special treatment, she wouldn't take them in. My parents ended up in a cheap rental. Meanwhile, my daughter and I moved downstairs with Grandma. My daughter has her own room now. She covered the walls with drawings and taped one family photo above her bed. She is right in the center. My parents tried to erase a 6-year-old because her dress ruined their perfect picture. Instead, they erased themselves from the only home that had always welcomed them. What do you think? Did Grandma go too far? Or did my parents finally get exactly what they earned?